A recent report claims that President Trump evaded an alleged Iranian assassination plot last month in Turkey, the country, not the food, Sandra, by pulling the old switcheroo, secretly swapping planes, then getting shuttled to the decoy one in an airport catering truck, which is how I get away from kill meat at work.
One time.
Naturally, the left is dishing out the outrage. Roll it, Lars.
This is very unusual, the way they approach this and the secrecy around it.
Every 12 hours, it's a roller coaster, which is no way to conduct sensitive diplomacy. He's lost control of the situation.
It is unprecedented, and it is surreal, as Dan has just said, but it's also downright scary. This war has made the world less safe.
This is not about national security. It's about Donald Trump's ego. Donald Trump was embarrassed that he could not keep his Qatari plane.
You know, I love how they say Brian, how unusual, it's secret, it's a roller coaster, but that's what happens when you demonize a president. He's taking an enormous risk just going outside.
I mean, to his golf course in California. They just had a gunman just on his golf course the other day, and then they had one at Mar-a-Lago about 3 months ago. So it just stands to reason there might be some type of threat when he goes to Turkey A, by the way. They decided mid-range to change the name of their country. We should think about that.
Wait a minute, they did?
Yeah, it's Turkey A.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, we can look it up. It's Harold, if you don't mind while I finish this.
Can you introduce information like that into the show without us knowing it?
I know, wait a second. I'm just a guest here. You got to be nicer.
This isn't
You're in the World
Fox
Cup, they call it Turkey A.
I know. I don't use.
That was good.
I don't use Waze. I use a globe.
Yes, you have a globe on your passenger seat of your car.
Honey, I think I'm lost. Take a spin, and we go start in the Arctic and just head way down, which, by the way, is melting. More on that later. But it does not surprise me. Remember, they tried to assassinate George H.W. Bush, 41. When he went over after the Iraq War. So that's what they do. We try to kill American leaders, sadly, and the world tries to kill American leaders. A lot of people resent that we're great. And this president, of course, is a target. Having said that, I think that's a small part of the story. I think the real story is what we do next in Iran. I think the president's going to put the economic squeeze on them. I think the misery index is up to 91%. I'll fill that in, Greg. The misery index goes up every time I walk by your office. I understand that. So I'll just help you out with that for a little bit later. So
You're not writing your own insults.
I understand I made this monologue. If I could just preview that. So that was good to know. Wow. My point is this. I think we're going to end up in a kinetic war to finish this thing off before Labor Day because the Iranians need to understand who the superpower is.
He's doing a switcheroo on the topic.
Yeah, but he does make a good point, and I hate to say that because it is kill me. It does, like, for Sandra, it's like, it says something that Iran still has the agency to engineer plots when they're essentially have been decapitated.
That's why I'm left boggled when the media says that this is so unusual that they didn't fill in the media. This is a little bit of Taylor Swift in the middle of the Eras tour when she was going to the Chiefs game. Do you remember when they were sneaking her out in the popcorn cart? Yes. Twice. They did it again.
That was real? I thought that was it.
Very real.
Oh, okay.
Do whatever it takes to keep Taylor Swift happy. She had those Eras tour concerts. But nonetheless, the media outrage is crazy on this. Do what you got to do to keep the president safe.
Harold, can you work Taylor Swift into your answer about a deadly serious topic that Sandra apparently doesn't care about?
Well, first of all, I give the Secret Service tremendous credit. This kind of a James Bond effort to ensure that the president's safety was guaranteed. We give them credit. But I do understand why, if you were left on that plane, you would be upset. There probably needs to be a better protocol because you don't put, even if you don't like reporters, you don't like the people, you don't leave them on a plane like that. I think that's a concern, a legitimate concern, and maybe they can take that up. But Brian, I think, raises the equally important point. This is about Iran. We have lost a lot of leverage with Iran. We need to admit that. To the points that Sandra and Brian were making, we were told we had decimated so much of their abilities. How then could they, if we decimated all of these abilities, how then could they shoot down the flying White House if they didn't have some capabilities left? I think Brian is right. I think the economic squeeze has to be put on, but we in the country, and we've been saying this on this show now for many weeks, we have to make a determination about two things. One, what is it that we want? We've said regime change. We've said if once the president makes that determination, then I think you can organize a strategy around trying to execute. But if you're every day, it's a multiple choice of what you want, it's very difficult. Now, remind everybody, the president just a few days ago said that we will level the place. And then just a few days since, he said, we shall see what happens. That's a kind of objective and strategy and execution you can't have if you're going to squeeze economically. And I agree with Brian, and I hate to say this, to do the things we want to do there before the election, we will likely have to put troops on the ground. And I don't believe there's an appetite in the country for that. There's certainly not one now, but maybe if the president shares with the country why it's necessary, how long he believes it will take, and prepare the country for the kind of toll it could pose on us, maybe we do it. But this country is not ready for that kind of approach.
There's military plans without using troops on the ground. It's just up to the president to pull the trigger.
You may be right. There are plans, but there are also plans about putting troops on the ground also that you and I both know about.
Emily, last word to you.
So I talked to Jeff James. He was a former presidential Secret Service supervisory agent for 5 presidents.
Must be nice.
He's amazing. And this is what he had to say. He said, ruses happen all the time, especially overseas. He said, I remember George Bush came out of a C-20 unmarked plane. The difference there being he came out of it exposing the decoy, and they had told the press off the record prior. So now the fact that the press is up in arms that they weren't told, though, he said it's called secret for a reason. So if there's credible intelligence, which is the touchstone and the keystone of all of these kinds of things, then you do whatever it takes to get the president off of whatever has been threatened, including an amazing catering cart. And he said, so they were there at his ranch in Waco, and he said, we just thought he was sleeping. He said, you don't take it personally. That's part of the job. You need to know whoever does, and whoever doesn't, that's why. I mean, even the families don't know. That's why they all sign NDAs when they're going on these trips. So it's so laughable to me that members of the media think that they have some type of expectation of, or classified expectation of knowing this, when since 1979, 1 in 6 American combat deaths have been at the hands of Iran. We've prosecuted how many attempted assassination plots in this country, including against DJT. Like the numbers speak for itself. So no, it did not just start happening because of the never-ending war in Iran right now under this president. And also, there is no way that they're going to tell them. Plus, didn't you guys think visually that it looked like 2014 NFC Championships, Seahawks, Packers, that sick trick play? Anyone? Where like the holder like tossed it to the one guy on the left, and then he like tossed it to the rookie, and they won the game.
Wow.
Thank God nothing happened to those reporters on that plane, though.
Thank God nothing happened to our president.
It looks like your prompt cut off. What specifically about Fox News are you looking to know? Here are a few common topics. What Fox News is: a major U.S. cable news and political commentary channel known for its conservative political alignment and news broadcasting. How to watch stream: available via cable satellite providers, live TV streaming platforms like Sling TV, Hulu Plus Live TV, YouTube TV, or the official Fox News app's website. Show lineup/hosts. Popular programs include Fox and Friends, Special Report, and evening opinion/commentary shows. Could you clarify what you'd like to find out?